Yes, it's shocking, but true. 48% of Palestinian Muslims supported Hamas in a 2013 Pew Research study. And here in a couple minutes, I'll review the Muslim opinion of other active terrorist organizations like Hezbollah, the Taliban, and Al-Qaeda. I'll also break down the details of the Pew Research study a little bit more. I know it isn't live data, but 10 years really wasn't that long ago, and the apparent global support for the Palestinian cause lends to the idea that this figure hasn't changed much, probably. You're likely already aware of the grotesque atrocities Hamas perpetrated against Jews in Israel just recently, so I won't emphasize the horror any further. But think about what has to occur in the human mind in order to support a group like Hamas. The best picture we have of a union between Islam and the West exists as present-day Europe. According to our most recent data, the French Republic may epitomize this union, having the most sizable Muslim population in the Western world. 1 of 10 French citizens are Muslim, and the UK trails closely with a 6.7% Muslim demographic. This landscape of converging culture and philosophy may serve Americans well as an indication of our future position in relation to the foreign entity that is Islam. Before you see the figures on Muslim support for Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, and Hezbollah, let's look at one specific incidence of Islamic terror and the Muslim support for that specific attack and similar attacks. On a cold French morning in 2015, just after the Christian Day of Epiphany, 2 Muslim brothers stormed the Parisian Charlie Hebdo office headquarters with an RPG and 2 Kalashnikovs. Brothers Saeed and Sharif Kouachi set out to kill everyone who had any part in the recent disparaging of the Prophet Muhammad. Recent publications from the newspaper exhibited images of this long, dead figure. Over the span of 10 minutes, the brothers slaughtered 12 innocent people in the name of Allah to avenge his final messenger. Just weeks after the attack, Muslims in the UK were surveyed for their sentiment regarding the Charlie Hebdo attacks. The results were noteworthy. 27% of Muslim respondents said that they sympathized with the jihadists. In another part of the survey, respondents were asked to read a statement and then either claim they didn't know, agree, or disagree. The statement read, "Organizations which publish images of the Prophet Muhammad deserve to be attacked." A baffling 11% of Muslims agreed with the statement. Okay, now let's look at the Pew Research survey a bit further. Muslim views of Al-Qaeda in this recent Pew Research Center survey show a median of 13% of Muslims view Al-Qaeda favorably. In Lebanon, 1% favored Al-Qaeda. In Jordan, 13%. In Turkey, 7%. In Egypt, 20%. In Nigeria, 9%. In Senegal, 9%. In Tunisia, 15%. Indonesia, 23%. Palestinian territories, 35%. Malaysia, 20%. And in Pakistan, 13%. Moving on to Muslim views of Hamas in the survey, 5% of Turkish Muslim respondents viewed Hamas favorably, 43% of Jordanians viewed them favorably, Lebanon 46%, Egypt 48%, Palestinian territories 48%, Indonesia 24%, Senegal 11%, Malaysia 32%, Tunisia 46%, Nigeria 25%, Pakistan 12%. And Muslim views of Hezbollah, Egypt 18% viewed them favorably, Turkey 7%, Jordan 26%, Lebanon 46%, Palestinian territories 43%, Senegal 10%, Tunisia 35%, Indonesia 29%, Malaysia 35%, Nigeria 21%, and Pakistan 15%, with a median approval percentage of 26%. And 4% of Lebanese Muslim respondents viewed the Taliban favorably, 9% of Jordanians, 10% of Turkish respondents, Egypt had 28%, Pakistan 12%, Nigeria 11%, Tunisia 13%, Palestinian territories 29%, Senegal 15%, Malaysia 23%, Indonesia 21%, with a median 13% approval of the Taliban. In this survey, 8,989 Muslims were interviewed face-to-face across these 11 countries. I'm curious to know what you think of these numbers. Let me know. It seems to me these figures are far too high to be reasonable or safe whatsoever, and we need to investigate the reason why there's such a strong support for outright terrorist organizations among Muslim populations. And if anyone has any real problem with me disparaging the Prophet Muhammad, posting imagery of the long dead, delusional or dishonest man, or with me simply highlighting this issue, I'd be glad to talk.